Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trans Sisters TV. I'm Angel Qinan, a registered nurse and an actress, and I'm here with my sisters.
Hi, everyone. Yes, and my name is AllyCat Castle. I'm Angel's real sibling in real life. We have the same mom, same dad. I'm 3 years older than her, even if I'm more immature. I am a makeup artist for a national evening news program here in Washington, D.C. And we are all proud transgender women of color. And I also am a content creator for YouTube for AllyCat Castle. And I do makeup, skincare, and fragrance reviews and unboxings. Back to you, Angel.
Yes, welcome everyone. And I just opened the chat room. So I said hi to our viewers. We're waiting for them to come in. We're a little bit early, and which is good because sometimes people go on our channel and then they're like, is it starting yet or anything like that? So while we're waiting for our viewers to come in and say hi, why don't we welcome our co-host tonight, starting with Miss Sonia, the only one.
Mabuhay, welcome to Manila. It's 10 a.m. in Manila and welcome everybody to Transistor TV. I'm Sonia, the only one, and you can find me in Instagram, in my Facebook account, and I'm part of this very awesome ladies of Transistor TV. Mabuhay.
Yes,
Wow,
enjoy the
it's like
show.
a Miss Universe. And Miss Faelnar.
Hola, I'm your Queen Charotera, Lee Faelnar. I'm one half of Miss Charlie Talks. I'm an actor, a model, and I've been a crew of a few Hollywood shows, just to let you all know.
How fancy. Hi, Kuya Ram. How are you tonight?
Hi, Kuya Ram. How about you, Angel? You haven't introduced yourself yet.
I introduced it right at the beginning. I'm Angel Qinan.
Okay, so anyway, so Angel is also my co-host for Trans Sisters TV. So tonight's topic is what's stopping you from achieving your dreams. So there's definitely like a lot of factors why certain things happen, why we cannot achieve our dreams. And I actually did some research, and it also says in here, I actually one of the websites I went to was addictedtosuccess.com. And some of the things that you should consider is the first one is perfectionism. Why do you think is perfectionism a little bit hard or can be a hindrance sometimes in order for us to achieve our dreams? Well, if you ask me about, go ahead, Angel.
I mean, obviously we want to be perfect, and I think we want to present very well in trying to achieve our dreams. Like my example is auditions. I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to be memorized. I want my look to be perfect. But sometimes because of that, like wanting to achieve that perfection, it becomes tiring just thinking about how to be perfect. So sometimes that becomes a hindrance in trying to achieve that. At least that's my experience in that topic.
I know, especially auditions, it can be very, very nerve-wracking. So how about you, since you're also an actress, Lee? Would you consider that perfectionism is one of the factors that can hinder someone from achieving their goals or their dreams?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I couldn't piggyback with what Angel said. Like you sometimes, like especially when you deliver lines and you have like a way that you want to deliver it, sometimes you get into your head, and once you don't deliver it as perfectly as you want to, it's just gonna be like a train wreck, and it's just gonna be a domino effect, and it's gonna lead to like one disaster after the other because you're so much in your head already, and it's gonna show, and it's not gonna like, and then you're gonna try to do it over and over and over again. But the best one was your first one when you weren't thinking of anything. Sometimes that's like how it happens. So yeah, perfectionism can affect you because it's a waste of time, a waste of energy, a lot of times, and also it also f's with your brain.
I know. And Ate Sonia, what is your take on that?
Well, of course, why are we trying? Why are we having hard time achieving our goals? Maybe perfectionism, and of course, setting the bar high for yourself. I think that also means that you expect too much. You anticipate things. So as Miss Lee said, and everybody said, it will be a domino effect once you did not reach your perfection goal and what you want to have and deal, and that will really ruin your goals in life. And of course, as I know that you just have to take it easy, set your goals set your goals and your timeline. Make it one step at a time, and then you'll achieve it. You know, don't hurry things. You might regret it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I actually totally can relate with all of you. Just like me too, whenever I make a content or whenever I make videos for my channel, if it doesn't go the way I want it to be, I kind of get irritated and I have to like repeat from like, the beginning. And sometimes that actually exhausts me at the end of the day. And sorry about the siren. Is it too loud?
No, we don't hear it. That's fine.
Oh, you don't hear it? So basically, that's like one of the things that I actually, like I punish myself so much that you want it to be perfect, but at the same time, sometimes it's just so hard to achieve. I think sometimes the best thing to combat perfectionism is as long as you know you did your best, then that's basically one of the ingredients for you to surpass that mentality of, oh my gosh, you know what? It's okay if it's not perfect, but I did my best anyway. So you just leave to the universe what the result may be. Okay, now the second thing that it says in here is failure. So what do you think about failure as a factor of stopping us from achieving our dreams?
I think
Well, if you
that
ask me about failure, for me it's like the same thing. Like whenever I actually like film again, whenever I feel like if it's not perfect and I feel like I fail, then I'm like, oh, I get so upset and it's like back to square one. It's basically for me, it's kind of like the opposite of perfectionism. I feel like if it's not perfect, then it's like a failure. But again, for me to solve this, you need to just know that you need to trust the process because you cannot finish anything unless you get to the journey of you doing something. And that's the reason why I think that failure and perfectionism is almost like the exact opposite, but they can actually be one of the factors to hinder you from achieving your dreams. So who wants to answer that next?
Lee.
So basically, I think it's also goes hand in hand with perfectionism because sometimes like you want to make stuff super perfect all the time that you're afraid to fail and you just don't do it. Like it stops you from doing it because you're afraid to fail. Like I remember back when I was younger, if I didn't get 100 in my score in exams and whatnot, I'm gonna face a bakya in my face or a remote control or whatever it is that my sister gets, because she wants me always to have 100 in all of my tests, and that made me not want to try other things because I didn't want to be not good at it because they always expected perfection.
I know,
Or my
right? It's
sister
like
for that.
that's Lee. Well, for me, Lee is always perfect, regardless of what she does. She's just like because she has very high standards for herself, and that's one thing that I like about her. But in spite of her, like having high standards for herself, she's also the most humble person that we know as well. Yes. Okay. Now, Ate Sonia, do you agree that failure as well can be one of the factors to stop someone from achieving their dreams?
It is always a problem when you fail. It seems that there's no way. People think that it's just going down if you fail. So for me, failure is a complement to be stronger and achieve more because you will learn from failure. Failure picks you up. Failure will make you. It will not
Right.
break you. It will not break
Oh,
you.
I love that. Failure actually for me, like one of like the perfect examples was our former Miss Philippines in 1999, Miriam Cambao, when she competed for Miss Universe. And during the preliminary competition, she tripped in her evening gown. Oh my gosh, and she cried in the backstage. But when she tripped, she stood up and she actually did a very signature pose. She did a very signature pose that made her enter the top 10 because she showed how strong a woman could be. So she showed that failure is sometimes can be an avenue for you to rise up, because after you fail, the only way is up, right? So there you
Yeah,
go.
I totally agree. I think failure, like the fear of failure, like stops you from doing it. And as what Ate Sonia said, failure can actually make you better. And speaking about Miss Universe, I mean, Pia Wurtzbach joined Binibining Pilipinas a few times. So if you actually count the first time you joined and not winning as a failure, and then you stop pursuing your dreams anymore, where would she be now? Like, she wouldn't be the Miss Universe. So I think I agree with Ate Sonia that you should see failure as a stepping stone for the next bigger thing. And as what Ali said, as long as you know that you did your best, it's fine to fail. Just keep trying and pushing for your dreams.
I love that. Oh my gosh, everyone is giving some queenly answers here. But
yes, because we said Miss Universe.
I know, Ate Sonia, that you have something to say. But before that, we just want to greet some people as well. We want to greet Edward all the way from the Philippines. We want to greet Jared, Life in Plastic, our doll.
Some people, they don't enjoy the journey because they want a quick fix. Basically, they want to be right there in the front right away. But it really takes a while. It's a journey to achieve your dreams. Like, if you want to be a big actor, if you want to graduate with a degree, it's not like you get the diploma right away. You have to actually work hard and study and do the things that you have to do to be able to achieve those dreams. So I think definitely to your question.
I totally agree. Miss Lee, were you wanting to say something?
Oh yeah, I mean, it adds pressure. If anything, like, it adds pressure. If you're already like thinking like, when joining pageants, and if you're thinking like, I'm gonna win this, and if you don't win, like, I guess like the amount of burden that you put yourself that you're supposed to win is going to crush you, because that's your expectation already, and it hurts so much. Like, if you put every effort into it and you're expecting yourself to win rather than just like enjoying the process and having fun. So I guess like there's like, if you focus like always in trying to be the winner, number one, blah blah blah, this and that, like, athletes don't win all the time, and a lot of them have been successful.
I love that, Lee. Exactly. Like, especially our athletes, right? It's like all year long or years and years, they prepare for this competition. But it's not a guarantee that you are going to win. But the fact that you were disciplined before you got to the competition is already a win, a winner. Yes. Well, if you ask me as well, for me, focusing on the end result is almost like counting the eggs before they hatch. You know, it's like that's basically sometimes like it basically, it's almost like you putting a big rock in your back, because it, again, you're not enjoying the process of getting there, you know, because we don't really know what's going to happen unless we are in the process to get to our destination. So I definitely agree that focusing on the end result sometimes can strain you and can sometimes prevent you from being on the go for you to get to your dreams. How about you, Ate Sonia? Is there something that you wanted to say or add to that?
Yes, I just to that. It's like, giving up before you see the results. You know, so impatience is the enemy of change, and many struggle to wait for the time it takes to reach your goal. So just because you can't see results doesn't mean your efforts are not wasted. You know, just go. Just go to it. Even you win or lose, it's the moment that you're doing. It's the moment that you're doing now. It's the now.
I want to clarify something though, because like, I remember in nursing school, I have this line called "Keep your eye on the prize." So sometimes if you are trying to achieve that dream and you're kind of like focusing there, so not so basically it's not too much focus on it, because obviously you have to be grounded and stay in the present and you have to enjoy the journey, but it's still kind of nice to like having like that prize so that you could be motivated to keep working on it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So,
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
it's nice
motivation.
to be focused on the results, but just not overly focused that you forget the present.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think one thing that I can also add on to what Angel said is perhaps you can think of the price, but just don't publicly say it right away. So if something happens and it doesn't like fruition, then it's okay. Because sometimes it's when you basically proclaim to the world that this is what's gonna happen, that you're like putting so much stress in the situation. Because if it doesn't happen, then it all goes back to you. Speaking of that as well, I actually like what Ira said, which I think we should tackle upon as well or talk about. Ira Red Torres said, sometimes what prevents you from achieving your dreams are the people around you, especially if it would lead you to stepping theirs. A sad reality. Do you believe that sometimes it's the people around you who can stop you from achieving your dreams?
Definitely. Definitely they play a role too.
Yes, they're part. It's part. It's part of the community. They can make you or break you. And as
And
what
this is
Angel said, I would just like to add, yeah, you need you need things to motivate you. Yun lang yun. You need things to motivate.
this actually makes me think as well. I actually love that, Ate Sonia. Yeah, things to motivate you. Of like a movie. A movie is not successful without the bad guy. So in our lives, right, whether you do the good things or hopefully you don't do the bad things, or if you do, then that's fine. You know, it's your life. You know, might as well just live the way it's best for you. You will always have your share of likers, and you will always have your share of haters. So this is just how the world is. No matter how good you are, there will always be people who will try to pull you down. But again, in order for you to combat this, I think it's very important for you to know yourself, you know, because once you really know yourself, both your strength and your weakness, then you will be able to know, hopefully, how to tackle or face the situation in front of you. And Miss Lee, what do you think? Do you also think that people can be one of the factors that stops someone from achieving their dreams?
I think like we tackled that when we were talking about like insecurities and whatnot. Like they can mold what you are as a person, your community. I've said before, like birds of the same feather make, I mean, flock together. I'm not gonna do the joke anymore, but yeah. So basically, it's the people around you. Like I would have probably transitioned earlier if I had full support of my family and like people around me didn't think of it as something that's demonized, ungodly, or whatnot. And I probably would have had a better mindset growing up, trying not to please everybody. If like my sister wasn't like, you need to be perfect all the time, blah blah blah, this and that. I mean, I love my sister, no shade, no tea, no shade, but no pink lemonade either. But um,
Love you,
yeah. So
Ate.
basically, I love my sister, and she's been like a rock, with a bedrock for me. But yeah, there are times like even the intention of the people around you might be good. It might not just be good for you.
I actually like that. Yes. See, Lee always puts everything in perspective. Yes. See, okay. Now, Roderick also said, Roderick to Leo. Hi, Roderick.
Hi,
He
Roderick.
said, fear of rejection is one thing that stops me. So, do you guys believe that the fear of rejection is one of the things that can stop someone from achieving their dreams? I mean, okay, I'm going to answer that. Of course, who wants to be rejected? You get what I mean? Nobody really wants to be rejected in our lives. But on the contrary, I think sometimes it's better for you to say what you feel and what you think, just so that you can actually get the answer right in front of you, whether you will be rejected. Because if you don't say it, then you might just question yourself all the time, and that can actually haunt you as well. So for me, that's actually how I would answer that question. So what do you guys think? for rejection as being one of the factors that stops you from achieving your dreams, just like what Kuya Roderick Toledo said.
Hi, Roderick. Hi, how's San Francisco? And thank you, Ira, for those questions. Nako ha. Nose video ko ha. Anyway, rejection. Of course, who wants to be rejected? Even in work, in your family, in your boyfriend, in your love life, in your, rejection is hard. But as I've said, it is a punch in the nose. It is a punch in the face when you get rejected. But of course, everything heals. Everything heals. So heal yourself, and understanding how hard it will be. Taking a new goal is easy, but sticking it is hard. We assuming this won't be a problem. So you can leave a problem unprepared, but stay for the reality of the situation. So rejection is everywhere. You just have to know how to deal with rejection and fight.
There you go. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that, Ate Sonia. Always a fighter. How about you, Lee or Angel? Do you have any input about rejection?
I mean, same as rejection is kind of similar already to the failure, and kind of similar to like getting a lot of no's, and it's part of life. I mean, being transgender, we've been rejected so many times, from elementary school to high school to kind of applying for jobs. And I mean, we get rejection all the time in accepting our gender identification. It's kind of like, it's part of life. So I think like we all have to just, as what Sonia said, accept the fact that there will be rejections, and it's okay. They're going to say no. You just have to keep moving forward.
Oh, I love that. Moving forward. Yes. And how about you, Lee? Do you have anything to add on?
Oh yeah, I would like to piggyback with Angel. Like the fear of rejection does make you not want to out yourself sometimes as a trans person, especially when you've already lived a very stealth life, because like you don't want like the privileges that you already have been given to you taken away from you, because like people aren't going to understand or accept you as your authentic self. So I agree that the fear sometimes makes relationships harder to become deeper at most points. And if you have fear of rejection, let me just say, like, you're not alone. You just need to probably try to find your flock of people that would accept you. And with that, you can find power.
Oh, I love that. Power. Yes. Okay. So now, Jared, Life in Plastic, our doll collector, said, fear of rejection keeps me from acting sometimes. It can lead to inaction and ultimately failure. And then I also saw in here, since we're talking about rejection and things like that, and I just want to squeeze in a little bit of this topic just so that we're not missing everyone's questions, even if it's... So Artemio Abad, I have a question for our US-based sisters. With all the anti-Asian hate crimes around you, is it doubly difficult and dangerous for you being a member of the LGBTQ plus community? So since we're talking about rejection and things like that and being Asian, I mean, to answer your question, Artemio, there's, of course, the number one thing that we need to do is to be careful. I mean, unfortunately, again, there's always hate everywhere we go, but it always just depends on, hopefully, like, we always pray and we're cautious of our surroundings, because there are things that we cannot control, but the things that we can control is, the decisions that we make. So hopefully every day as I live my life, as a proud Asian American, as a proud transgender woman of color, I mean, I hope I don't get to encounter those things. And it's hard. It's really difficult. But then again, we still need to live our lives, not being afraid, because it doesn't mean that just because there are people who are out there who are ready to attack us as a community, then we're not going to live our lives anymore. We still need to live our lives. Let's just a little bit be cautious and be careful. So if you guys have a little bit of an input into what he asked, this is the time to ask that. To answer his question.
So for me, it's not specific to hate crimes, because luckily I've not kind of experienced a lot of that here in the US. But back to kind of the entertainment industry, like I'm very active on the film creative, like the Filipino Americans here. And we pretty much don't see a lot of Asian, let's say, roles on TV. So trying to pursue your dreams as an Asian American is a little bit harder. I know myself, like in terms of the auditions I've done for a transgender role, probably more than 90% are not Asian American. And usually it would say the other like races, for example, like African American transgender person or Latina transgender person. Like those are the biggest or the most roles that I've seen for transgender roles here in the United States. So I think maybe being not as loud or not as seen, we're not like as, so it kind of hinders like pursuing the dreams, if that makes sense to you guys.
No, of course, it totally makes sense. Yes. By the way, we just want to say a quick hi to Carolina. Hi, Carolina. She's here tonight.
Hi,
and
Carolina.
Miss Kim is here as well. And
we had a great live stream yesterday.
And Miss Lee and Ate Sonia, do you have a quick input about that topic, about the Asians being attacked, Asian Americans here in the US? Lee?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's doubly difficult or dangerous. I think it's already just dangerous as is. You'll never know when you experience hate crime. I have had that before. Before when I wasn't working production, I was also driving for Uber so that I can do more auditions and whatnot. And there was one person that I just didn't feel safe with, and I stopped the car to let them out, and then they called me names and slurs. This was a female, by the way. A female person that called me names and slurs and told me I should go back to my country and they're going to call immigration on me. I have papers. I was a citizen during that time. So imagine how furious I was. It's a good thing that they probably weren't able to clock me as trans, but imagine like if they already clocked me because of my skin color, or they were mad at me because of my skin color, telling them like I'm not comfortable having them on my car. And if they already knew that I was trans, it would probably become double the hate that they were showing to me. So like that's like one of the examples. That's why I feel like if you feel like you're going to dangerous locations or whatnot, just like know how to defend yourself. Carry pepper spray with you, have something to defend with you, and learn just like basic self-defense, because it's really important. You'll never know no matter how you act when somebody targets you. That's just my
I know. It's so scary, right? But then again, we are all courageous women, just like everyone that's like, in our community. Everyone in our community is brave and courageous and amazing. We learn from them. And thank you for these questions. Okay.
Yes.
So now, one of the factors as well that's written in here is procrastination. Procrastination as stopping us from achieving our dreams. Do you believe in that, procrastination, as one of the factors? Okay. Angel, do you want to answer that since you're nodding?
I believe in that. And I used to be a very good procrastinator. I think part of it is kind of like always wanting to wait for the right time. And sometimes there's no really better time than just to do it now, and just try it now. And yeah, so definitely procrastinating. If you wait too long, then it might be too late, so I think just do it.
Right. I actually have a problem as well with procrastination, especially sometimes I plan my day the day before, especially I film on the weekends, and then I wake up and like, oh my gosh, what time am I gonna shower? And I always kind of like push it a little bit, not backwards. How am I gonna say this? It's like
later, push it
the
later
thing, and that for me is sometimes like what hinders me. But lately I've been good. It's like, you know what? I need to be disciplined. I plan this, and I just need to do it because I know that once I shower and once I do my makeup I'm in front of the camera, then I can do it. But procrastination is sometimes that also blocks me from doing the things that I need to do. How about you, Sonia or Ali? What do you think about procrastination?
Yes, that word. And of course, it is called the punyet.
Just kidding.
Beep.
It's fine.
Yes, that word. It can be someday, the mamayana. In the Filipino word, it's
The
mamayana,
manana
mamayan.
habit. Manana
The
habit.
manana habit. Well, it is the cause of delay of things, the cost of, as they say, the COD, the cost of delay. So in Japan, time is gold. So as they said, I've practiced since I live in Japan. Their time is values every minute, every second. So if you're gonna be in a in a meeting or something or anything or a date, you have to be 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early. So you just have to be there. Anything that you do. So that's what the first discipline I've learned in Japan. No late.
See,
There's no later for them. There's no later for them. Later is a waste of time, as they said. So, so someday, we always say someday, but someday is when? It's been 10 years, then it's still someday. So,
I know, right? I love that input. How about you, Lee? What's your input about procrastination?
Yeah, it affects me a lot, especially like during the pandemic. You're not as busy, like there's not a lot of stuff that you do, so your schedule isn't as rigid as prior to the pandemic. Your life is more structured, so you have limited time to do like your goals. But now that like there's like I am in between jobs and I'm like, oh, I can do this tomorrow because what am I doing anyways? I can just like do whatever. Like I'm not like following a rigid schedule because like I don't feel like I have to. And it's true. It's really true. I agree.
See, this is like the funny thing. It's like all of us, in a way, some way, somehow, are guilty of procrastination, as well as a lot of our, in our community chat room. Just like Jared said, I'm a huge procrastinator. And then, but wait, Dylan said that he doesn't really procrastinate much as he was in high school. And before we go to Miss Karen's question or statement, everyone, if you're enjoying our community discussion, can you please go to the main page? If you can X this a little bit, and can you actually press the like button as well? Yes. Just so that we can actually like support this, and hopefully when other people hear it in the future, they can see how amazing our discussion is, and hopefully they can also join our community gathering every Sunday. Okay, now let's actually read what Ate Karen Pineda said about procrastinating. She said, procrastinating could also be from bad experiences in childhood that lessens one's confidence, self-esteem, and worse is self-worth. I know, right? I mean, Ate Karen, I'm sorry. I totally get what you're saying, and I can totally relate to that. What do you guys think? Gals, think of what Ate Karen said.
yes, Ate Karen, hello. Hello, welcome to Transistor
Hi.
TV. Yes, it's parenting, your childhood. It's how you grew up. It's how you dealt with your childhood, and it starts with the first thing that you do when you go to school. The first you see, oh, go up, you have to go to school, huh? So that's a start. So you learn from that of how you will take it as you grow up, and how you will deal with it. And of course, Director Artemio Abad, thank you. He was the director for our TV series, The Kasambahay. Thank you for that question for our ladies
Oh, wow.
in the US. Yes, Direct Temi,
Yes.
thank you.
Hello, we're actors.
We're
Yes, he was
actors.
asking, or
Hi.
that actors ba ang mga kasama mo? Yes po, Direct, mga actors. So if you need them, they're
Marunong kami
here.
magtagalog. Chas.
Marunong sila. Yes. He works
Oh.
for Viva also. So, Direct, you are our actors and makeup and bongga.
Aw. Well, thank you for that, Ate Sonia. Thank you, Mr. Artemio. And Angel and Lee, what's your take on that? What Ate Karen said about...
I think Lee shared earlier, like a lot of the others with the other things is kind of like based on childhood, like with the perfection and other things. So definitely, I think even with this, with the procrastination, it may stem from childhood. I'm not an expert with it, but I listen to the teacher, so I agree.
Teacher knows.
Agree with
Teacher
Karen.
knows best.
Right?
Yes.
Aw. And Lee, do you have an input?
It's PTSD. Like if you think it's gonna cause you trauma because you experienced it from the past, you tend to not want to do it, and you're afraid to do something because you feel like you're gonna go back to a place before where you didn't feel great. And like you just have to kind of find a way so that you can resolve that, maybe through talk therapy or whatnot. But yeah, I do really agree, because like there are times when I don't do something because I just like, I know the burden of wanting to do something a certain way just weighs on me. So I just like, I'll do it when my mindset is ready for me to do it, because otherwise I might just bite more than I can chew, you know?
I love that. I also love the fact that, you know what, since we're talking about the things that stop us from achieving our dreams, a lot of this sometimes is all in our minds, right? It's with the things that we feel. And we're very lucky to live in a time that there's actually a lot of resources for mental health support. And I definitely think that, you know what, it's like, I don't see anything wrong, you know, going for support or sometimes seeking professional help if you think overall it will help your overall well-being as a person. So yeah, but I can definitely agree to that, Ate Karen. Even I myself, sometimes I'm so scared to do things because I've been hurt and I've been burnt. But then again, we always have to think that, you know what, that was the past. But hopefully we also have the opportunity today to rise above, you know, the
Yes.
challenges that we experienced before. Yes. And again, since we're talking about dreams, and I know that we're talking about the things that stop us from achieving our dreams, I actually like what Kuya Roderick Toledo asked. He said, are there dreams we want to chase, but deep inside, it's impossible to achieve them? Okay, while you gals are thinking, if I could answer that question, I'm a dreamer. So, and as a human being, I feel like we have the power to dream of the biggest dreams possible, because dreams are the only things in life that's free. So might as well dream for the biggest dreams, because you don't know if it could happen to you, you know? And while you're dreaming those dreams, I would say write it down in a journal, because for some reason, I think writing it down in a journal is almost like putting it in a testament that it's going to happen. And what if it does happen? You get what I mean? We all don't know where our destiny is going to lead us. So might as well just shoot for the stars, because every person is capable to dreaming the biggest dreams, because every person deserves a chance. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen to you. So Angel, Lee, Ate Sonia, what's your take on the question of Mr. Roderick Toledo?
I think like where I am right now, I never thought it would be possible. I never thought I would be in good terms with my mom, being a woman. I never thought that I would be like working regular jobs and Lee showing off her boobs. And but like, so I think where I'm at right now, I thought it was impossible before, but I still dreamt of being where I am now. And I think if I stop pursuing who I am, like trying to transition and being a woman, then I wouldn't be as happy. So I think things might look impossible, but you never know. You never know until you just get there, I think. So yeah.
I
As
love
this,
that. Angel. Thank you. See, what a perfect example. Yeah, because you know what? Transitioning is not easy. And yes, it may have been like, again, like what I said before, have been the hardest decision, but it's been the best decision that I had made in my life. But then again, it's because we shouldn't be stopping all the factors in order for us to get there. That's the reason why I might as well just dream big. So, Miss Lee and Miss Sonia, what's your take on that?
Oh, as I said, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. So dream big, dream big, dream big. As I said, welcome to Hollywood. Dream big. All your dreams will come true. Go to Disneyland, the happiest place on the earth. Diba? And just just instead of telling yourself it's going to be easy, dreams are dreams. So just remind yourself you need to work hard also to achieve goals, whatever talent, skills you possess. So dreaming is free. Why not dream big, as they've said? So, but of course,
I love that.
you should have your goals, and you know what you're gonna do.
Oh, and Miss Lee, what's your input?
I think only Roderick can answer that question for themselves. But in my case, though, I would just say I used to have a lot of stuff that I think weren't going to happen, but in some strange way, if you follow the spirit and the spirit is guiding you, it might just take a while before those things come to fruition, because if you just follow your path and you listen to that guiding voice that keeps you in the path of love and goodness and understanding, then eventually you're gonna achieve what you're dreaming for. It just might take time, and if you stop doing it because you think it's impossible, that's when you actually fail, because you just quit. You just quit doing it.
Don't quit.
Oh, I love that. Okay, now since we talk about so many factors, right? And we talked about certain things on how to overcome them. I actually also read here, according to onestepoutside.com, about some of the things to overcome the factors for us to achieve our dreams, right? And one of them is your mindset. Why do you think that mindset is very important in order for us to achieve our dreams? Because it really starts with your thinking, with the way you feel, what you put in your head. And I believe that if you put good things in your head, if you put good thoughts, things will happen the way, things will be easier to execute. There you go. Because you have a
What did
positive
you say
mindset.
it is? A mindset?
Mindset.
Okay.
Mindset. So,
Definitely
do you guys have an input?
mindset. Yeah. It's if you have a positive attitude, if you have a positive mindset, if you are, so I think that will help you in achieving your dreams.
Oh, love that. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Before you answer, Ate Sonia and Lee, I actually love what Nathan said. He said, it's also like one of our he does a lot of reviews for like movies and games, and he said this may be a long comment. Before I had a car accident in 2014, I had no dreams or aspirations. The accident was my wake-up call. After that, I became martial artist again. Got my first sight. I'm so proud of you, Nathan. Wow. That's amazing. A true example that what, like us human beings, we can be fighters, but hopefully, wow, I'm actually speechless. I actually don't know where to, navigate myself from there. But anyway, Ate Sonia and Lee, do you have an input about mindset?
Oh, just quick behavior. You just have to have your behavior to yourself. And I've said change isn't easy, but we will have harder days, and accept that there will be rough road ahead. But of course, you just have to keep going, be confident. So that's the mindset. So just keep going, and it will not be easy, but there will always be a light in the dark
There
tunnel.
you go. Yes, we love that, Sonia.
Beautiful.
How about you, Ate Lee? Miss Lee, what's your input in regards to your mindset?
I love surrounding myself with people that are like-minded, because sometimes when you are just surrounded with people that complains a lot, or just doesn't make it easy, because they just try to see that every obstacle is negative and just not try to find a solution to the stuff that becomes a hindrance for you to create something, like that weighs a lot on you. So I feel like if you're surrounded with people that support you, or like people that you love, or want the same goals, or help you want to achieve the goals that you have, then your mindset's going to be cleaner. Like it's just going to be positive, and like every challenge would be seem easier because everyone's doing it in a very collaborative way rather than a very combative way.
Wow, collaborative and combative way. Powerful words again from Ms. Lee. Love it.
And I guess like friends can keep you on that same mindset. So it sounds, I love that.
Yes,
That's why we're
collaborate
friends.
and being a combat as well. Okay, I actually like what Miss Karen Pineda said as well. She said, when you have reached a level of knowing who you are, then you could balance which dreams are achievable because it is for you, and it is aligned with your purpose in life. See, so right, as humans, I think that's the great thing about being celebrating your own individuality, because nobody is like you. So might as well just embrace both your weakness as well as your strengths, because at the end of the day, that completes you, and you were made perfectly the way you are. Okay, speaking of that, after the mindset, of course, then you need to plan. So it says in here, you're planning. So do you guys think, or do you gals think, or everyone think that planning is just as important as well? Well, for me, planning is important because when you plan, it just makes things easier because you have a roadmap to where you need to be. So do you all agree that planning is just as important after having a good mindset?
It helps so much in production. That's why there's pre-production. You plan like everything that's possible so that you can create a good product. And you even like in the separate departments of a production company, like each department plans carefully, and that has to be communicated properly so that, you know, like when something falls down, like there's more support or there's more adjustments that can be made. So yes, planning is important, especially for group and collaborative work. Said it
And
again.
if I could add on to what Lee said, I mean, Lee actually has been working in Hollywood, and she's a true testament that it's funny because the process of making a movie is almost like all these things that we're doing, right? It actually has all the factors that's stopping you from getting to your dreams, whether that be what, the weather, or someone getting sick, or like the pandemic. These are some of the factors too. What's going on that we don't have a control of. But the end result, once the movie is done, that's the dream right there. So that's, I really love it. So thank you again, Lee, for that input. You know, Miss Collaborative and Miss Combat for tonight. Yes. And Sonia, was there something that you wanted to say?
Yeah, just like Miss Lee said, it takes a village. It takes a village to have an event, to have a movie made up. It takes a village. It's not only you. It is a cohesive thing with people. Even in styling, even in photo shoots, it is a group effort. So you plan things. If you don't plan, nothing will happen. You know, nothing. What will be the end result? So planning. You plan things that you think that these are achievable. I can achieve this. You write it. So and 10 years time, it may not happen now, but in 10 years time, it will happen. So you'll say, oh, it's in my list. As I said, there's the bucket list. You have to have a bucket list of what you will have to do in your lifetime. You are now talking about your lifetime, not for this moment, your lifetime. So plan.
See, I actually love what Ate Sonia said. Bucket list is just as important. That's also part of planning. Thank you for that, Ate Sonia. And the third one is, in order for us to basically, you know, be able to cross the factors to stop us from achieving our dreams, is of course, after having a good mindset and planning, is implementation. You cannot just have a good mindset and a good plan without implementing it. So might as well just do it. You need to execute what's in your head and what you've planned in order for you to see the fruition of your dreams. So What do you guys think about that? About the implementation?
I think
Implementation is
self-assessment.
just you basically. It's because it's for me. It's like this, right? It's just like your car. You know how, in order for it to move, you need gasoline. So you need to go to the gasoline station, and then you need to put in the gas, and then after that, then you implement on going to your destination. There you go. See, so it all for me connects. It all connects. You know, it's a chain reaction. Mindset, planning, and implementation goes hand in hand. Okay, so so the so one of the things as well that I saw in here is how important it is to write things down. Why do you think that it is important to write your dreams down?
And both
As
ways,
as
like
I
in planning, if you're writing it down, then it becomes more chewable. Like, you know, it's kind of like it's easier to see that it actually is something that you can achieve. And then I think writing down the dream or the goal, similar to like having a goal or like the secret, you know, like putting it out there and like having a goal of like where you're gonna go towards to, that will help you also. So I think writing down the plan and writing down the goal or the end result will help you in that way.
This before Ate Sonia says something in Lee, I just wanted to add actually what I want to connect what Ira asked and what Edward said. Ira asked, it's funny, but I always consider the four-way test in every decision I do. And then she asked if we remembered. And then Edward said, Ira, I super agree with the four-way test. And the four-way test is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Wow, that's very powerful for us to almost like end this conversation. Because at the end of the day, the things that we need to do, the dreams that we make for ourselves should not just be for us, but for the better of mankind. As cliche-ish as it sounds. So now I actually want to ask all of you, Angel, Sonia, Miss Lee, what is your advice? You know, what are your words of wisdom in order for someone to not stop, you know, in achieving their dreams? Ate Sonia?
Yes, my advice to them is just don't give up. Establish everything that you want to do. As I've said, just write your plans. It will remind you, it will motivate you, and just don't give up. Life is precious, so achieve everything. It may be big or small. It is an achievement for yourself. You achieve things for yourself, and as I've said, when you achieve things for yourself, you achieve things for the community and for the family. So, and pray. That's all. So you just have to pray to achieve goals. You need guidance also. It may be hard, but you will get there and go there. So achieve things. Achieve. Achieve, not achieve.
There you go. Okay, thank you, Ate Sonia. Before we go to Lee and Angel, I like what Ate Karen said. Writing it down or making a vision board makes it easy to achieve because you can visualize it. So there you go. So again, any parting words, words of wisdom, Miss Lee or Angel?
Well, yeah, let me just piggyback with like writing the vision board. I think like when it comes to acting, sometimes when you have an acting class, you have an accountability partner. So like if you do write down whatever goals that you have, your accountability partner checks to see if you're doing the stuff that you put goal for this week. Like if your goal is to like have headshots done this week, then your accountability partner like makes you it checks to see if you're able to do that task. So it's really nice to write stuff down so that you can be accountable for the things that you write down. As far as like my advice, I think Miley Cyrus said it best in her song, "It's the Climb." So if you want to just be motivated, try to listen to Madame Miley.
I love that. And speaking of a little bit of songs, you know, I mean, for me, if I could say something, a dream is a wish your heart makes. Your heart will not lie. Your heart will always knock on your mind if it really wants to do something. Because inside you, deep inside you, you know if it's for you. So might as well just take the shot, just do it, you know, and follow your heart because your heart will really lead you to where it needs to be. Yeah. So, Angel, I leave it to you.
Well, my advice is that never give up on your dreams. And if you're finding yourself giving up on your dreams, watch this episode again and find out which ones are stopping you from achieving that dream.
I actually love that. You know, I mean, like we've learned so much from everyone. Everyone had so much great input. It's like, oh my gosh. And I actually like what Miss Lena said. Be kind, love one another, and don't stop learning. Hi, Miss Lena. Okay,
Hi.
now it's time to self-promote. Miss Sonia, Lee, Angel, everyone. Miss Sonia?
Yes, I would like to say first my Japanese It is a very famous Japanese proverb. As they said, Nanakorobi Yaoki. It says, fall 7 times, get up 8 times.
Yes! Fall 7 times, rise 8 times.
And
Thank you for that, Ate Sonia. Love you.
And I'm Sonia,
again,
the only one, Sonia Agbayani, and my Instagram account and Facebook. And I live in Japan for 13 years. And thank you, everyone. Hey, thank you, everybody who watch it direct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gozaimasu.
Arigato. And Miss Lee, Miss J. Harley Talks.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Lee065. I'm also one half of Miss Charlie Talks on YouTube. What else can I promote? Making a film that's going to, I'm helping with people like produce a film that's going to be in the Los Angeles Latino International Film Festival. It's called Quinceañero. Once we have Kickstarter, then I'm going to probably post that on my Instagram. So follow me so that you can have more information on that. That's going to be a fun musical.
Okay, and then again, before Angel closes, my name is AllyCat Castle. Please support my YouTube channel, AllyCat Castle, aside from Transistors TV, because on AllyCat Castle, I actually do makeup, skincare, and fragrance reviews, as well as unboxings and unbagging of makeup as well. Angel, back to you.
Yes, my Instagram is Angel Qinan. You can see the spelling right here on the on the screen. And please keep watching us here on Transistors TV. Thank you very much for everybody who's here, who participated. I love all the questions. I love all the compliments too. Thank you, Edward. I love saying the hi and everything. I love what we have here. I love the community we have here every Sunday. So I hope you guys can keep joining us on Transistors TV every Sunday on our live stream. And thank you. So after this, please make sure you put a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Please share it with everyone. And I hope to see you guys next week. Yes?
And please
Anything
don't forget
else?
to actually like give your suggestions on our Instagram, Transistors TV, on what topics you'd like for us to discuss. That would really help. And you can also DM us, Transistors TV, or at Angel Qinan, or at AllyCat Castle. And there you go. Again, we love all of you.
Love you.
Bye.
Karen, Ira, Roderick, Direct Temi. Thank you, Transistors TV.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you, everyone.